Hey guys, it's RocketMax32 here, and today we are obviously doing something a little bit different. Today, I wanted to give my reaction to the reveal video for the brand new Death Star. Some of the designers got to talk about it, and I've heard about this video, I've seen clips of it, so I wanted to watch the entire thing straight through and give y'all my take on it, because obviously this new Death Star is a very hot topic. So let's just jump into it today. We're going to run through the whole thing and just give my live reaction, and then we'll see what happens from there. So let's get right into it.
This model to be the ultimate Lego Death Star.
What makes this model so unique are all the hidden details and secret features that are packed.
This guy's gonna get on my nerves.
This is by far the biggest and the most challenging model that I've ever worked on.
I mean, it's big.
This model is truly one of a kind.
We simply wanted to just make the biggest and most impressive Lego Star Wars model ever.
Okay.
This is the model I really wanted to build.
All right. I mean, it's really cool that they made this
Well, the
video
whole
for the
project,
first $1,000.
it actually started out
that.
where we were talking about, it's on time that we're bringing back a new Death Star. And then, coincidentally, it just happened in the same time.
Oh, they got all the
as
old
our
boxes. See, I
creative
appreciate
design
stuff
books.
like that. That's cool.
And that's where
all the other
the
Death
sketch
Stars.
model came out of. So it was just perfect
Death Star
timing.
2's the best.
I'm Alex. I'm a concept designer
That's
at the Lego
awesome.
Group since 2010.
Whoa.
And this is the model
The concept?
that I did build at the concept
That's
boost week.
cool.
A lot of the stuff I build it thinking about what I would have liked as a kid.
Okay, this is cool. They
Like,
they
for
did
me,
not
this is
need
very
to show
important.
us
I
this.
always think about
This
the
is pretty
stories more
cool.
than anything
I
else.
appreciate that.
I
There's
always
like a
love
droid
these cross
factory.
sections of little bases, little secret
That's a
areas.
weird-looking
I
TIE
could
fighter.
notice
Ooh, the
the
MIDI-scale
excitement.
Falcon.
People passing by and saying, "Oh yeah, what is this? It will be so great!" And
Look at all the sets
so
in the
this
background.
encouraged
This is
me
a cool
to
room.
every day, to come early in the morning, leaving very late at night.
This is like
But,
a cool
it
like
was worth it.
BurtCon mock or like something you'd see at a Lego
So the very
convention.
first thing we
This is the guy
did
that built it,
when we
right?
approached this
Or like made
project
it.
was to decide
It made your
the
mom's
actual
style.
size of the final model. We knew we wanted to be big, and it ended up being very close to the size of the concept model.
Okay, let's talk about this box art for a second. I'm kind of over the all black. Like, it was really clean when it was new, and on some sets I think it works really well. But like, really? It looks like the Death Star's on Mustafar. Like, what? Like, what are we doing? Like, the side profile, I don't know if you've seen that picture, I'll flash it up on screen, is really cool. Like, the artwork of it. Like, Lego, give us more artwork. Like, I don't know. I think it's lazy.
We picked up a pen and a paper and draw a schematics of the Death Star.
Okay.
So we can start deciding where each room was going to go.
Right.
So I have actually that paper here.
Okay, it's cool that he's about to show us the paper. I appreciate that. But what I'm going to say is this Death Star does look like a 5-year-old took a piece of paper and drew like a cross-section of the Death Star and was like, Dad, it's the Death Star. So, we'll see if his drawing's any better.
Here with me,
I
the
doubt it.
original one. And as you can
That is
see,
cool.
all the rooms are laid out.
It's just cool because, like,
it
I
would
love
make
the
sense for us
behind-the-scenes
to, for
process
example,
of
put
making
the
Lego
trash
stuff. I'm
compactor
talking
on the
about
bottom, because in the movie it's on the lower levels,
Sure.
and the Emperor's throne room would be somewhere on the top.
I think the best part of working on a project like this is just to see how the progress from
Oh, it's so
the very
weird.
first sketch model. and
That's
how
no moon,
the
it's a
whole development
pancake.
phase end up in a final product. It's a big model.
See,
Actually,
okay,
it's
look,
the
hold on.
biggest.
Pause. As a diorama, this is a cool room. The Imperial Dignitary, the Luke, the Vader, the Palpatine. I don't know that any of those figures are new. We're getting the guards again. I mean, this is a cool scene. But again, like, I don't see this and think Death Star. Also, didn't occur on this Death Star.
This Lego
But
Star
that's
Wars
neither here
model
nor there.
ever. However, the footprint of the model, because of the
Okay,
design,
let's see. I've seen a lot of pictures of this. The two coolest rooms are the throne room, which doesn't belong on the first Death Star. But I guess you could say, like, this is, if you're going to do $1,000 Death Star, it's like all the scenes you associate with a Death Star. So fine. The coolest rooms are this, the throne room, the conference room, the meeting room, but it's way too small. And we should have gotten more officers, and then the hangar. This MIDI scale shuttle is probably the coolest part of the set, honestly. It's really cool, and you can fit 2 minifigures in there. Like that's pretty neat. But like the rest of it is just a bunch of meh. Like serious. I don't care about this. We got this set. None of this. Who cares? The elevator's kind of cool, but like, this. It's on the Executor, right? I could be wrong. I think I'm right, but I'm not sure. Like a lot of this is just like, why?
That is pretty narrow. Means that you can
Pretty
actually
narrow,
put it
yeah,
on a
you could
shelf
say-
that's
you could
not
say that.
Too big.
We did consider the fact that the model could be hanged on a wall, but was quickly dismissed. It weighs more than 8 kilos
Right.
when you're finished. So it would be a really big challenge.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. This was never gonna fit on a wall, short of like some metal bracket. I'm sure somebody's gonna make an acrylic or metal bracket that will like hold it from the bottom and the top, and you can put it on a wall, and that will look sick. But it was never gonna be held on the wall brick built. It looks relatively like built, like straight up. I'm not seeing a lot of Technic, unless it's just incredibly well built. I think it genuinely is like bricks straight up with some snot building, but it like, I mean, if you look over here, like that's just built vertical, and then same in the background and then on the lower level. So I think it really is just like bricks straight up, which is kind of cool, but you know, I don't know. Some people have talked about doing like the fully like domed Death Star with an interior, but instead of having panels that peel out, you do it like a modular building where like you can take the sections off and like have a full. I think that would have been awesome. And like then you could build it exactly like this, like top to bottom, and you could like, you know, brick build straight up and then just take a section off and move it, and then you could like cut it from the bottom and still move the whole Death Star, but you could like take off floors. I think that would have been awesome. And then some of the walls maybe could still peel back. I don't know. That would have been a cool direction. But anyway, long-winded way of saying I think it's built like straight vertically, nothing special.
To hang this on the wall. Having said that, I did try to make the footprint as small as possible.
Well, from the start, we had to think about that this was actually one of the biggest models we've done with a shape we're not actually used to.
So we
Right.
look into what we
Still
need
not
to
had
do
this
on a
before.
big model like that and get more people involved.
We try to influence it in a way that will make it more enjoyable, easier to build for the different age groups.
Sure,
Think about
that's
the
fine.
elements you're using. If things can be built in a
That's cool.
multitude of ways, then they can actually choose the
features.
best angle and the best way of building.
Lego, what are we doing? I'm going to talk a lot about the minifigures later when they bring up the minifigure guy, but like, this is your most expensive set ever. And you have made a better version of this minifigure before with a dual molded leg. We're not asking for anything special or like brand new for this set. Like there is a little bit of that, and that should still be justified. But like, you've made a better version of this figure. That's insane. That's ridiculous. That we don't have a UCS quality C3PO
Building
in
it.
here.
This set breaks a few records. It's the
It definitely breaks a record for most fan backlash ever, that's for sure. And then highest price tag. Don't know that you want those coming together on the same set. Personal opinion, personal preference, but yeah.
biggest Lego Star Wars sets ever, and it's also the set with the biggest amount of minifigures ever. It
And most of them are trash.
comes with 38 minifigures.
So as a
This guy, okay. This is going to get interesting. I'm very curious to hear what he has to say. I heard from some of my friends who've already watched that this is not exactly the answers we're looking for. So we'll see. The graphic designer.
graphic designer, I'm in charge of all the decorated elements that go into the SKU. So that's things like stickers and minifigures mostly. And there were quite a few minifigures in this one. This Death Star is kind of a mashup of the New Hope Death Star and the Return of the Jedi Death Star.
Which is fine. Like, that's not a bad thing. I get it. It's $1,000 Death Star. You want to include all of the big Death Star scenes. Like, the purist in me doesn't like that, because some of these scenes have nothing to do with each other, and you have, like, 2 Lukes in the set that are, like, 3 years older than each. Like, it doesn't make the most sense. But, at the same time, I get the principle of it. I don't think that's inherently bad. Some people are like really upset that this is a mashup Death Star. I get why they did it.
So there are a lot of characters that just simply need to be there. You have the Millennium Falcon crew, you have Grand Moff Tarkin and all the Imperial officers that are in the conference room with him.
And look at this.
Conference room with him.
Dual molded legs. $1,000. $1,000. The 2 or 3 cent, maybe 10 cent dual molded legs for like 7 minifigures. It's too much. 70 cents. It's too much for your $1,000 set. Okay.
The Emperor and his guards, a whole contingent of different types of troopers, and then of course there's a bunch of staff and crew members that kind of keep the battle station running. Plenty of characters are returning that have gotten fresh new designs, among them like Luke, Obi-Wan, Tarkin, the list.
Why? Why? I mean, like, there's minifigures in here that are brand new, that obviously needed to be new. The Imperial Dignitary, Hot Tub Stormtrooper, stuff like that. Then there's characters that there's a very easy way to make them better, i.e. all of the Imperial officers, give them dual molded legs, make a new version of those minifigures. But Farm Boy Luke and Ben Kenobi, we did not need new versions of those. We had great versions of those. You made them just to be exclusive, and that's where you decided to spend your resources. I know he's going to talk here in a bit a lot about allocating resources, and this was what was important, not getting critical details right on other minifigures, reworking minifigures that were just about perfect before.
List goes on and on. But there are also a bunch that are special characters we've never had a chance to make before, and this was the perfect time to do that.
Sure.
The Imperial Dignitary is a character that is really only seen on screen for a couple seconds maybe, but I've always been very curious about him. Mateo, the element designer on this set, made a brand new...
This is cool. Like, genuine. Like, I get why they threw this figure in the set. Don't know where we would have gotten another one. Genuinely cool. A little bit of printing on the dress piece would have been cool. That would have been pretty easy. But, I mean, brand new head, hat, helmet, mold. Cool. I mean, props where props are due. Glad we got this guy.
Hat element for him, and I really do enjoy the kind of pop of color that he lends to the character line.
Purple's my favorite color. I love this minifigure. It sucks he's going to be like $200 probably. I don't know. Don't quote me.
Another one of my new favorite characters is Galen Erso.
Finally, how did it take so long for us to get this minifigure? Again, just green legs. Didn't need any detail there. But I mean, I see some arm printing. Genuinely good minifigure for the most part. I'm just glad we have him. It's crazy it's taken us this long to get this character. And a very cool place to put him in.
I have been trying to find an excuse to put him in a set for a very, very long time. He's such a cool character. And finally, we had the perfect chance with the Death Star, seeing as he was such a critical part of getting the Death Star created,
Stardust.
and I guess technically
Project
also
Stardust.
destroyed.
Yes, the Galen Erso minifigure, because it's not technically in the movies with the classic Death Star. That's why we have decided that he's being displayed outside of the Death Star.
I mean, that is cool.
But again, he just needs to be there.
It's so funny that the Death Star plaque, like the picture that they do, like tries to do as much as it can to minimize the pancake of this set. It's just the laser. But did they get rid of the dimple? No, it's still there. Which, I mean, like, that's fine. Injection molding is injection molding. But this is a cool plaque. I like this.
So he's a Danish actor, you know. So we thought that was quite fun.
My absolute favorite character in the set is one that we're actually not going to talk about in this video, but you will know it when you see it.
What I really like about
Hot Tub Stormtrooper. It's not a secret. It's in all the marketing. And all of the review videos are out. Why didn't they just talk about it? It's the only character that got dual molded legs. And, but we can't talk about it.
About the new Death Star. It's also the way it looks
good.
It's built in
New
sections.
droid right here. A little bit of printing on the eyes. I like
almost
that.
like the real Death Star
Like
in the
printing.
movie.
Looks good.
But it's built in sections. It also means that you're building one compartment or room at a time.
You're building 15. You're building 15 diorama sets, essentially.
So it's making it a more manageable build.
The build flow is very, very important because
Yeah, it's a big set.
fans have to be able to be engaged throughout the whole process. And because you have so many different rooms here, you have all the rooms that you see in both Death Stars and the movies.
It's always important to keep the building experience and the building steps clear so that everyone can understand it. I have to always think about...
That's cool. Okay. They lots of stormtroopers in this picture. Why can't we talk about it? It's right there. What? Okay. Cool. Way to not talk about it.
How would I show this in a 2D view? When I go in to then
That's
start
cool.
making the steps, I start from an...
Okay, this guy has the worst job in all of LEGO. He has to look at a set and decide the steps, and then I don't know if he designs them or like uses a software. No, thank you.
end, and I want to stay in a specific angle for as long as possible. So I start with
I
a
wonder how
bag
big the
for this
instructions
specific
are.
model, and there were 81 bags, which is a
81
huge number of
bags.
bags. And of course, I start from
Most
bag
ever?
1.
Probably.
I build up every single bag, and then I take it apart, and I build it up again, and I take it apart. And this is just to find the
that's
right flow.
horrible.
So this is what I do for every single bag there onwards, and that's why it actually took like, I think, 2 months before I'd finished
2 months of that. Can you imagine? I
the,
hope he's paid well. That's insane.
the final steps. While we were working on the model, I think the first time we built it through, Emperor Palpatine was actually in bag, I think it was 67 or 68.
Order 66.
So I told
So
Caesar,
close.
wouldn't it be funny?
Yes. Okay.
Bag six-
That's unnecessary, but cool. That's like unnecessarily cool for a original trilogy set to have a prequels reference. You get an extra star. That's pretty cool. I appreciate
66.
that. That's
A
awesome.
reference to the Execute Order 66 with a bit of tweaking here and there on the bags and on the elements used on each bag. I was able to put that mini
That's all. The 66 Palpatine. I love that. That's
figure,
awesome. That's unnecessarily cool.
in bag 66.
I love that.
So I hope that someone will, turn the page and see that it's bag 66, and they will be like, execute bag 66.
I would say
Fair
the
enough.
biggest challenge from
this
the
guy.
graphic design standpoint is just the sheer volume of details that are in the Death Star. You've
Fair
got
enough.
lights,
Are they
you've
printed?
got different switches and control panels just
Are they
everywhere.
printed?
Part of what my
$1,000.
job was to go frame by frame through the movies and try and find that exact shot where the control panel or switch or whatever that I'm working on is in frame, not obscured by anything, and
I really appreciate that they do this. Genuinely, like that is a cool job. I would like doing that. But then for the result to be like a lack of detail, even after doing all of that, like, was it really worth doing all of that? It's up to you.
in focus. Ultimately, that means I was watching Star Wars at work, so that's kind of
It's
fun.
the best.
The model is full with Easter eggs.
I would hope so.
Some of them are brick built, some of them are decorations or on a sticker.
Yeah, there are a ton of Easter eggs and
There are a ton of stickers if you haven't seen the reviews. Oh my goodness.
references packed into this one. A ton on the sticker sheet. This is a sticker I like to call the Stormtrooper Bulletin Board. It's got a bunch of postings that might be relevant to any Imperial. You have some Imperial wanted posters
That's
showing
cool.
some familiar
Target
rebellious
practice.
faces. Here we
I hope
have
that Arabesh is
shooting
right.
lessons for Stormtroopers. Because we all know that Stormtroopers are renowned for their accuracy. We also included a nice little sticker
That's
of
cool.
Alderaan.
Look at that. I like
and
that.
then a not so nice sticker of Alderaan after
Okay,
certain
that's cool.
events unfold.
That's pretty
Tucked
cool.
away on the back of the model is a sticker that shows proper Stormtrooper height. Well, now we know how tall a Stormtrooper is supposed to be.
One of those Easter eggs
Cool.
comes from the Skywalker Saga game. And it
Oh,
was
oh.
actually Emil that suggested it.
the Lego games were just a big part of my childhood, and it was a big part of all of my friends' childhood as well, because we were playing these games and we were talking about it in school.
He thought that it would be so cool if in the back of the model you could have a little bit of those elements there.
Oh yeah, I've seen
play
this.
the game.
You know those small studs that you also collect in the Lego games, like the silver, golden, blue, and purple ones?
Purple.
That's a cool detail that you also get in the back rooms, that you can collect
cool.
a couple studs.
Good on
My
them.
favorite Easter egg, it's actually in the super laser area here. It's not very easy to decode and to find, so I really hope that somebody will. It will make my day.
I think he's talking about the Andor part, which is cool that they included it. Reference to Andor in a UCS set, pretty cool.
The Death Star does have a special place in Star Wars lore. This movie is centered completely around the plans getting into the right hands, the destruction of the Death Star, Alderaan being blown up. It's just this massive,
Like shots
imposing
like this.
thing
Wait,
that
really? $1,000, ladies and gentlemen. This is what it looks like.
is kind of at the
Is that the trench?
center of a lot of the things.
Oh no. I know it's the back, but like, this just looks so unfinished. So unfinished.
That fans love.
All my life I've been a Star Wars fan. I grew up
Me
with
too.
the original trilogy, so they are very dear to me.
Fair
It
enough.
feels very personal, also because I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and
too.
I love Star Wars, and I've watched the movie
course.
I don't know how many times, and it's just so many cool moments, and then you get to work on something that is just, you know, one of the most iconic things that's ever been in Star Wars, like the Death Star.
What's the most important for me is to think about the people that will have a good time to build that together. And
Should
I think
be the goal.
as a kid,
Fair
I would
enough.
have loved to play in that.
Yeah,
If you just handed it to me as an 8-year-old, I would probably have way too much fun playing in it. But no 8-year-old will ever see this at $1,000 price tag.
It's 2 years ago now since
Maybe
it
so.
was presented to Disney, and where we are now is just amazing. And I have to say, I seriously, I can't wait to see how the fans they react.
Maybe you shouldn't go on the. Probably shouldn't go on the internet then. If you're looking for fan reactions, probably just don't want to. Don't do
when
that.
it's being released.
As a Star Wars fan, I of course see this in my own home. I just need to figure out where to put it, and I think that's like every Lego fan's struggle.
I was thrilled when I was tasked to work on this one.
oh man, yeah, I am very excited.
This guy.
I just think it's such a cool thing to work on.
He's very excited.
Må kraften være med jer.
I
No!
thought that it would be very cool.
It's so
if you
bad.
have another vehicle that you could place on the hangar.
It's so bad.
So the TIE Fighter came to mind. And
Just put it in the set.
if you get the
This
gift
is the
of purchase,
worst. This is the worst gift with purchase ever, and it's just the set. Once you see it with the TIE Fighter, looks incomplete without the TIE Fighter, and it's just peer pressure into impulse purchasing this. And the crazy thing is the reviewers out there who got this free and early were like, oh, like, the set may be $1,000, but if you buy it on day one, you'll get the TIE Fighter pack that you can sell for like $200. And it's like, that might be true, but like, it's not true yet. Like, it'll be maybe expensive because it's going to be rare because not a lot of people are going to be buying this day one. But the set looks horrible, and it really only works with the Death Star. And so I don't think that you should be promoting Lego sets based on, the potential resale value of the thing that comes with it. I don't know. It just feels weird to me. And that being part of like the official LAN reviews, I think is a very odd take. Like, I get the motivation, like trying to justify it the way someone might think through it. Like, oh, well, if I bought this, maybe I could sell it. But you don't know what you can sell it for. The market hasn't been developed yet because it doesn't exist in the world yet. So like, we won't know until October. And I don't know. I just feel like that's a little dishonest because nobody really knows what's going to happen with that.
We'll get a TIE fighter.
It's so bad. This is a horrible TIE fighter. Go build one yourself. There's so many mocks out there for small TIE fighters. Lego's made better small TIE fighters before. This is horrible.
The support for the TIE fighter to hang
that
on
looks
the
fine.
hangar bay, and also a few more minifigures
A few more minifigures that should have been in the original set. Yeah,
and
okay.
a few more accessories.
Mm-hmm. $35? That's what they think this thing is worth? Combined with, yeah, because it's nothing on its own. Oh my gosh. They think this is worth $35. Wow. See, okay, that looks cool. I mean, the TIE fighter looks horrible, but like the concept looks cool. And now this just looks like a dead space when you see it without this here. That's weird.
We really
Win a designer signed Lego Star Wars Death Star. Okay. Oh, for 50 insider points you can buy a chance to win. I might do that. I have a lot of points. If I could get the Death Star for free with a designer signature, I actually probably will do that. Like 4 or 5 entries, it's 200 points. What is that? It's like $2 or so, a little bit more. I know there was more of an interview with the minifigure guy, and I'm gonna try and find that.
I'm a graphic design manager. I've been on the Lego Star Wars team now my entire Lego.
I kind of want that shirt. Just a little bit. It like without this part, just the Lego Star Wars. I wonder if they sell those.
Career, which is now 9.5 years, and I did all the characters,
Hot Tub Stormtrooper.
the stickers, and decorated elements in the UCS Death Star.
So the question on everybody's mind when it came to the minifigures was the lack of dual molded legs on C-3PO, but also the Imperial officers. You know, why was that decision made, especially
Why
on
was that decision made?
Lego Star Wars set?
Sure. Yes. Even with a price point this size, we do have some restrictions to the amount of changes we can make to things like element colors, decorations, brand new elements.
We have limitations to how much we can do when it comes to making brand new elements. Okay. I think that's a stretch. We can argue about that, but fine. So with that, we decided to make a brand new Farm Boy Luke and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Because why not? Now, we didn't give the 10-cent dual molded legs to each of the Imperial officers that needed it because who needs detail like that? We didn't give you the dual molded leg C-3PO that we've made before and offer in a $6 keychain because who would want that? But these two right here, these two right here, you probably didn't even notice they were different. We absolutely needed a new version of those. Makes perfect sense.
We get a certain amount of frames to do those things. And in this context, we were very focused on trying to get a lot of novelty into the characters. So every time we bring back a torso that we haven't had for a while or any decorated print that's new, that factors into that. Color changing wigs and making new elements. So we basically look at the set as a whole.
Making new elements points to the literally one in the entire set.
We'll try and see where we can get the most novelty, and generally these color changes, these frames go toward making more new characters. So in this case,
towards making more new characters. So we made a brand new Obi-Wan and Luke. Like, you see, the consistency makes no sense. Like, there's an argument, but watch, there's going to be no pushback on this answer. Like, I get Galen Erso's new. The Imperial Dignitary's new. This droid is new, and the Hot Tub Stormtrooper's new. Fine. These two didn't need to be new, and all of these officers would have benefited from dual molded legs. There's more back there. C-3PO needed a dual molded leg. Honestly, Han, we saw dual molded legs on Han in the Cloud City, the newer Cloud City. But no, we can't have that here because new Lego sucks. And also, every single one of these stormtroopers has a different head. You'll never see it, but that was an important place to use these important frames. Very limited resource. We'll spend it on those. Yeah. Okay.
Case like we just said, there's
give them like all blackheads, like the Mandalorians. Like I get that they're conscripts, and it is cool to see that they're like different because they're conscripts. Like they're not clones. I get not giving them clone heads, but like nobody cares about their head. What do we do? What? Okay. Whatever.
38. So we really
38. So many.
I'm really happy with the lineup that we got to make and some of the really fun new additions that we got to throw in there. So when you
points to one of the like 3.
You see like the overall lineup, just know that's where those resources were going.
Fair enough. Okay.
So instead of he says fair. Yeah, right. Okay. So instead of giving a whole bunch of minifigures, if you had the gray on black dual molded legs and counted that as like one element, you made it 6 times, you fixed like 6 minifigures, and that's one thing. Okay, give me no new Farm Boy Luke, and give all of those minifigures new legs. Totally fair trade. I mean, according to your logic, every single one of these stormtroopers with a different face, delete that and give me dual molded legs on everyone who needs it. You know, like. What are we doing? This is a $1,000 set. I don't want to be like ridiculous about this. One, this should just be the bare minimum because only the best is good enough. Sure, Lego. 2, this should be the bare minimum because this is the largest budget you have ever been given ever. And $5 CMF minifigures are better than every single one of these. There's no minifigure in here with enough detail. Let me see. No, there's no minifigure in here with enough detail to beat out like your average CMF figure. It's ridiculous. $1,000.
Okay, so there's a lot of minifigures that are technically new, just based on redesigns. But what are the like truly new minifigures that are specific, new characters that we haven't seen in the Death Star?
Sure, I can line them up. Yeah, let me line them up right here. So we have this RA7 droid, which we have brand new printing on his.
Wow!
His head element, which we've never done that before. We have the Imperial Dignitary character. Here is Galen Urso.
He's like struggling to find the new
designer of the Death Star.
Look at this is embarrassing.
Hot Tub Stormtrooper.
We can talk about it in this video.
R3 Astromech droid. And we also have, oh yeah, that's Antonio Matti and General Taga there. Those are, I believe, the characters that we have never made in any iteration before. But a lot of other ones have gotten major design updates as well.
With the hot
ones that didn't need it, and these are not up to snuff, and a whole bunch of other minifigures needed extra. It's I'm repeating myself, but this is ridiculous. And he's sitting here like this makes sense because he knows all these questions have been screened, and he's not gonna. You know, he'll never see the real fan backlash.
Hot Tub Stormtrooper, you know, it's based off the Skywalker's video game, but was it ever considered to do the more classic version from the complete saga, the original Lego Star Wars video games with like the striped like
Lego
onesie or whatever they call it?
I think,
or that really.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't the ones from like the first game have like the
bet money? He doesn't know this. They talked about this before the interview. I would bet money he did not know this. And he was briefed on what these looked like so that he knew what to respond to this. I'd put a bit of money on that.
Thong piece kind of look.
I believe so, if I remember correctly. So
that that one was probably out of the question, but I think we've like taken that and done a more modern interpretation, perhaps, of the same thing. We wanted to stay true to the spirit, but bring it into Lego Star Wars.
I mean, it does look good,
I guess you could say.
Fair
but it is.
How does that work of deciding how many printed pieces in a set you can do versus like just making it all printed and having no stickers? Because this set does have a substantial sticker sheet to it.
It does. Yeah, for a set this size, and there's definitely a lot of. So many control panels and just details everywhere in this set. and I spent a lot of time going through like frame by frame and trying as possible. Of course, like kind of similar to my answer about the dual molded legs, decorating every single thing is not going to be an option. There's 50 units.
For $1,000, it's not an option.
Unique stickers and multiples of some of them.
When you look at this,
to kind of populate
hold on, get your hands out of the way.
space.
Move.
Now,
move,
why did we choose the ones that we did?
Wait. Does this look like $1,000? Like, really? Like, maybe 700. Maybe. And then I see all the minifigures and I'm like, oh, okay. 738, a buck a minifig. We'll round it off to a nice 750. 750, you push the envelope an extra 250 on top of that, and we're missing detail. It's just ridiculous, man. There's a reason that nobody's gonna buy this. And it's not because the people hate Lego. We love Lego. The problem is Lego is cheaping out on us. And and then they don't give us a real reason. Like, if the real reason was like we didn't feel like it, then change your slogan, you know, like, or give us a better cost breakdown of exactly what it costs you to make this, so that like we can at least understand the things that you're saying. Because when you just say, oh, it's not possible, and we've seen that it's possible before, like we've gotten dual molded legs on officers, we've gotten a dual molded leg C-3PO, we've gotten new head elements for random things.
That was a decoration that we put in for the window. That the curve there, of course, we'd never make someone place a sticker on that.
Do I even need to insert pictures of stickers on curved elements? I feel like we've all seen that as a meme now.
So that, of course, we want to make sure is decorated, and then the plaques, as of a number of years ago, we wanted to make sure that those are decorated as well.
2 or 3. Yeah.
But beyond that, I kind of sit with Cesar, or
3,
whoever the model designer
4.
is on a set, and talk with them once you couldn't capture in the build itself, and then we kind of start a conversation and see.
Versus stickers?
No.
Is it just you that gets to decide, prints versus stickers?
No, and for all these decisions, there are multiple people who are involved in making it. Of course, Lucasfilm gets sign off on everything in the end. I'm part of the decision making. Our creative and associate leads are part of the decision making, and then of course, like the frames we have available, and even more people beyond that. So.
Use that term frame for people watching. What is that terminology?
That's not really a term we use internally, but it does describe the situation, which is that we can only make a certain number of new elements in a set, in a year even, across the entire project, right? Kind of each project gets allocations like that within Lego, and that's basically because our production equipment, like molding equipment, decoration equipment, warehouse space essentially is not infinite. So that
it wasn't worth giving you your money's worth on the most expensive Lego set of all time. Okay, that's fine. I mean, like, listen, I get business. I'm not saying that Lego needs to break even on this or take a loss. I want Lego to make money so that they have the funds to grow and expand and make even more awesome stuff. Like, the right to make profit on the things you make is pretty freaking awesome. But, like, make a quality product. Lego has distinguished themselves as a premium product. Okay, that's awesome. But when I buy a Lamborghini or a Porsche or a Ferrari or a McLaren or a Koenigsegg, like, I expect a certain level of quality. And Lego simultaneously wants to be that and then have Hyundai level production issues. It's just like, it doesn't make sense.
That's basically what that comes down to. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then overall, what was your favorite part working on this entire project?
Hot Tub Stormtrooper.
It was really fun collaborating with Cesar, of course, on all the things. I think definitely figuring out where we can slot in some fun new characters that we probably would have never gotten a chance to make in any other set.
No, I mean,
like that's always a really fun
the best
part. Some of the Easter egg stickers that are in the SKU, which people will see later, were really fun to work on because you get to kind of dive back into your Star Wars knowledge and think, oh, what could be fun here.
It's not going to happen. I wish LEGO would release the sales numbers on these. The telltale sign will be how quickly does it leave shelves, and does it see a discount before the end of its lifespan. I might go to my local LEGO store, which where I live now is like 2 hours away, but I might go on release day and just see, is there a line for this? Do I see, after being there for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, do I see a single person buy this? I'm very curious, because the fan reaction online is one thing, but when it comes to actually spending your money, will people do it? I'm very curious.
Stuff for sure.
I have to ask, on one of the Easter egg stickers, you know, that you have a picture of Padme for Vader's chamber. You know, you chose the Episode 2 Padme design. Was that on purpose?
No, it's a good Padme design.
Fan of that design.
Well, I guess that's the Padme that he originally fell in love with.
He fell in love with her in Episode 1.
Yeah. Right?
No, that's...
Well, I guess I don't know. He was thinking about her a lot in between Episode 1 and Episode 2. Yeah. So I don't know. Anyway, I don't...
Fair enough. He kind of knows the stuff. Okay.
It's hard to say.
I mean, at the beginning of Episode 2, when he's like going up the elevator, he's like already like sweating bullets. Like, yeah.
But, yeah.
All right, well, thank you, Maddie. I appreciate it.
Interesting.
Of course, anytime. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, man.
So there you have it.
And there you have it. Well, thank you guys so much for watching my reaction to the interview, to the initial launch video. I really wanted to just give my take, come on here and talk about it a little bit, because it's just very interesting. And like I've said a few times now across my different videos on my channel, this set and this current period of LEGO Star Wars is going to be a very telltale sign of where we go in the future. And I think the direction LEGO has taken on this set and the reaction of the fans says a lot, especially coming off of the August wave. So with both of those combined, it's very curious to see what's going to happen next. And I'm obviously going to be here. I've been buying LEGO Star Wars or obsessed with LEGO Star Wars since I was 8 years old, right? A majority of my life. So very curious to see where we go from here. And I mean, obviously the fan backlash has been ridiculous on this set. I mean, people are just clowning it. Like I said, like for the August wave, you had like the people who already pay attention a lot clowning it, but I still see people like in Target be like, oh, that's cool, because they don't really know or understand the pricing or whatever. But it's stuff like this where I've seen people who would never like clown on LEGO Star Wars come out of the woodwork and just trash this set. The direction of LEGO is very interesting. I'm very curious to see what sales look like on this set, what the future direction of LEGO looks like, and like what does aftermarket looks like? How much does the gift with purchase go for? What does a Hot Tub Stormtrooper cost? Galen Erso, the Imperial Dignitary, you know, stuff like this. I'm very curious to see, you know, what the secondary market looks like. It's going to be interesting. It is a very interesting time in LEGO Star Wars. And so I hope y'all stay tuned. Definitely let me know what you think of these interviews and whatnot in the comments down below, and also your opinion on this set. We'll have more content coming out on this set, along with other reviews and other videos as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Peace!